Coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
On the Bahamas tonight, the labor director predicts light at the end of the tunnel, even as dozens are laid off on Norman's Key. The latest on what's next for those workers and the ones remaining. Demolition Day, as another of the city of Nassau's storied buildings comes tumbling down. We've got images of today's exercises and what's next for this site. And immediate response. The accolades are pouring in for host Spence Finlayson and his recent whirlwind visit to the City of Angels. We've got those stories and more as the Bahamas Tonight at 11 starts now. Good evening and thanks for staying up. I'm Corval Pyfrom sitting in for Royston Jones. The big story here at 11, an early morning multi-agency operation on the ground in Norman's Key following reports of immigration breaches. And this includes allegations of individuals residing and working on the island without documentation. Now, inside sources telling our news team that close to $500,000 was discovered in outstanding national insurance fees. Aside from that, there were numerous breaches, like persons working outside the scope of their work permits. The Department of Immigration stressing that the Bahamas is a country governed by the rule of law and that it will not tolerate the mistreatment or displacement of Bahamian workers in their own country. Nor will it turn a blind eye, it says, to the violation of the immigration laws. Well, we are also gaining more insight into what transpired last week at the Norman's Key development in Exuma. On Friday, we reported that there were mass firings at that site, prompting an emergency meeting between the development's principals and labor officials. Tonight, Director of Labor Howard Thompson addressing the Norman's Key development affair, calling the matter complicated but appearing hopeful that there is light at the end of the tunnel. His comments come in the wake of downsizing and restructuring exercises at the remote private island off the Exumas, where at least 30 people, 10 of them foreign workers, were laid off last week. Thompson confirming in a statement that he, along with Labor Minister Pia Glover-Roll, participated in a Zoom meeting with officials from the development, describing those discussions as productive. Thompson saying, quote, "Past mistakes by the company were admitted and a firm resolution for those mistakes to never happen again was communicated." This restructuring exercise at Norman's Key follows earlier claims of alleged abuses and labor violations at the development, which prompted a multi-agency investigation, resulting in the work permits of 3 senior expat executives being canceled. Thompson acknowledges that this was a blow to the project and partly why this restructuring is happening. Since that day, the entire development, including on the hotel side, Thompson says, was being run and operated without very senior executives or representatives of the owners of the development, impacting, he says, the fiscal and business side of their operations. Following that earlier investigation, Labor Minister Glover-Roll addressed the matter with ZNS News, insisting at the time that the allegations made were being taken seriously, vowing then to get to the bottom of the issue.
Some consequences that are being felt, and we're looking to ensure that we protect workers across our country, in particular on those remote keys where there's the thought that they're so far away that nobody's watching. Well, the Bahamas Department of Labor and the Bahamas Immigration Department, we are watching.
Meanwhile, Thompson says the department will mobilize to assist those Bahamian workers who have been disengaged, and a meeting, he says, is planned for those remaining workers still engaged as a means of allaying fears and concerns. He expressed optimism that new opportunities for Bahamians at the Norman's Key site should come on stream later this year. There appear to be more storms brewing on the labor front. This as employees at the Antiquities, Monuments and Museums Corporation are not pleased about disciplinary action that was recently levied on them. Their concerns have prompted a response from the organization's director, as Lloyd Allen tells us in this report.
Turmoil brewing at the Antiquities and Monuments and Museums Corporation as its head, Don Cornish, addresses a number of concerns raised by some employees.
I can't speak to the staff because they haven't set those claims before me or anybody else.
Cornish there addressing a staff grievance, one born out of an employee questioning why he was possibly being fired. Cornish, however, claims no wrongdoing.
There's a union representative here. That individual represents all of the issues that are covered on the industrial agreement. And there's a process by which they would bring those claims forward. So I can't go based on what they tell a news reporter.
Now, when asked about a previous request to address concerns about his leadership, Cornish said no such meeting was requested.
That was not an issue that was in the public domain. It was a dismissal issue, and that has been settled as far as I'm aware.
Now, following this, we also spoke with an executive from the Bahamas Public Service Union who informed that in recent weeks, there were at least 2 matters they've intervened on. One involving an IT personnel, the other a security officer. And in both instances, they claim that mismanagement at AMMC is causing further challenges and may lead to industrial action. PPSU President Kimsley Ferguson was not available for comment when contacted. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
An intense investigation continues into a boating accident that occurred off the coast of Treasure Key, Abaco, shortly after 6 o'clock last evening, involving 3 Caucasian men. The incident prompted an emergency response from Abaco authorities. According to Grand Bahama Press Liaison Officer Superintendent Stephen Rule, officers saw a white 20-foot vessel when they arrived at that scene.
The initial reports is that the occupants of this vessel, they were leaving Quanakee area, when they would have taken a shortcut to one waterway, have lost control and driving into a concrete wall, causing the vessel to sustain some serious damages, and all occupants receiving injuries about the body. I can say that all transported to Cooperstown Government Clinic, where they were initially assessed by a medical doctor, and they were all flown to the United States for further medical attention.
Superintendent Rule urges residents to exercise caution when traveling on the water and to do so safely.
Do not use alcohol when operating these vessels. Please be able to navigate your way clearly, and please do drive with due care and attention on the waterway.
A building in downtown Nassau that at times has been home to the Ministry of Agriculture, the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation, and the Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Sciences Institute's distribution centers this afternoon began coming down. The Levy building, which has stood on East Bay Street for decades, has a storied past, and with its tearing down, Deputy Prime Minister and Tourism Minister Chester Cooper believes there's a bright future ahead for the site. This demolition exercise is the 13th as a part of ongoing efforts to revitalize downtown Nassau.
Today, the Levy building is about to go down, be demolished, and we hope that this site will become something that's renewed, whether it's a hotel or shopping or entertainment. We are creating opportunity for the continued transformation of Bay Street.
This exercise, according to the Deputy Prime Minister, will take about 45 days to complete. After that, there will be some public consultation as the government eagerly awaits to hear diverse views about what should replace this building. However, a promise from Cooper today that no matter what, the name Levy will always be synonymous with this site.
The Levy building held some significance, some agricultural and humanitarian significance of one Mr. Levy, and we're going to ensure that that is preserved in the future so that whatever comes here, the name Levy will live on. That will be our one requirement for this development.
We were there today. What an extraordinary moment to behold. The Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture making a move to strengthen the foundation of the country's premier cultural festival. To do so, it's launched national consultation on Junkanoo reform. The National Junkanoo Authority of the Bahamas bill creates a permanent body to manage, promote, and develop Junkanoo. It is also about establishing proper structure, strategic investment, and sustainable growth. Emphasizing the importance of the proposed legislation, Youth, Sports and Culture Minister Mario Bolag reminded that Junkanoo has advanced from a parade to an international culture industry. And as such, he says, it should no longer be viewed as only a staple event on the calendar. The change, he added, isn't about taking away, but building something stronger. Turning now to news from the crime beat, police here in the capital need your help in locating this man who they want to question for rape. With no name or address provided in the All Points Bulletin, the only characteristics given by police are that the suspect has a dark brown complexion and is slim built. If you can assist police with finding the suspect, you're asked to call the Central Detective Unit at 502-991. Let me repeat that number, 502-9991 or 911 or your nearest police station. Another note here from the crime beat. Police officers arresting multiple individuals for firearm possession this weekend. Southeastern Division officers responding to gunshots in the Domingo Heights area sometime after 8 o'clock last night. Officers saw two men in the area, searched them, and then discovered a high-powered weapon with ammunition. The two men, both aged 20, are in custody assisting with this investigation. Then Mobile Division officers arresting three men ages 20, 22, and 35 at a parking lot off West Bay Street around 3 this morning. The officers searched their car and found a firearm with ammunition with a quantity of additional ammunition. Investigations into both matters continue. Still to come, immediate response gets global praise. You're watching the Bahamas tonight at 11. Much more to stay up for when we come back.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Shop early to get your uniforms and catch Janae's Uniform Center's buy 4 get 1 free sale. Pre-monogrammed and regular school shirts, dry fit and cotton polos, jumpers, skirts, boys long and short pants, PE shorts, underclothes, tights, socks, neckties, belts, sleeping mats, hair accessories, and character work desk. Get 50% off backpacks, lunch bags, and raincoats. Buy 4 school shirts, get 1 free. Buy 2 skirts, jumpers, or pants, get the third 50% off. Need embroidery and monogramming done? Visit Janae's Uniform Center early. Beat the back-to-school rush. Janae's Chesapeake Road back-to-school special. Restrictions apply.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
Well, here's one I think we'll all enjoy. A major development for the future of weather forecasting and climate science in the Bahamas. 12 new recruits are stepping into the field of meteorology as part of the Nicolo P. Small Meteorology Cadet Program. Our West colleagues Forbes tells us that this is the Met Department's largest cohort in over 2 decades.
It's a clear sign of renewed investment in climate science and national preparedness. 12 individuals on Monday were recruited by the Department of Meteorology alongside this year's 3rd cohort of cadets, both representing a new generation of weather professionals in the Bahamas. Welcoming the groups into the fold, Energy and Transport Minister, the Honorable JoBeth Kobe Davis.
The Department of Meteorology has not recruited to this extent in over 20 years. And because of this, much is riding on your success and performance. For over the next few years, several of our seasoned meteorologists, forecasters, and meteorological observers are expected to retire. To date, over 30 cadets have participated in the program, and in this, the 3rd edition, we have 15 cadets all young Bahamians who represent the future of our nation.
Retired Chief Meteorologist and one of the program's lead instructor, Basil Dean, outlined the mission over the next 4 weeks.
Cadets will receive instructions on weather and how weather works. They will be taught how to interpret satellite images and radar and computer model data. The cadets will visit the weather instrument enclosure and air traffic control services at Lynden Pendleton International Airport and also at Freeport International Airport.
According to the minister, with the help of the Bahamas Aviation, Climate and Severe Weather Network, scholarship opportunities will also be available for young Bahamians in the field of climate science.
Included in the Heads of Agreement are provisions for the training and upskilling of qualified Bahamians and the provision of a minimum of 10 scholarships, as well as other employment opportunities to Bahamians interested in careers in weather broadcasting, aviation law, on-air hosting, and mobile weather network.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
Thank you, Wes. Well, art met agriculture this weekend as creativity and community assembled at Junkanoo Studios for a unique celebration of sustainability and Bahamian culture. The event, a collaboration between Ajua's Arts and the Inter-American Institute for Cooperation on Agriculture, providing attendees with an opportunity to enjoy vibrant artwork that tells the story of Bahamian farming and food systems. Technical coordinator for the IICA, Ebony Adderley, says that with 7 artists participating in the exhibition, the goal is to use each artist's creativity as a means of expression with this year's theme.
We don't think about how agriculture manifests through our lived experiences, you know, how we engage in everyday life, the things we eat, the things we wear, the activities that we engage in. You know, in Bahamas, we have a very strong cultural connection to agriculture. You know, Junkanoo, the goatskin drums, plat straw. It's ingrained in our Bahamian identity. So we wanted to create a space where that can thrive.
Well, a couple of the exhibition's artists says that while the theme was initially off-putting, their creativity and passion for art inspired them to create influential pieces.
And I said, oh my God, what would I do for this? I do a lot of 3D art, as you can see here. And so I decided that I would prepare a piece using fruits and vegetables on a 3D canvas. And so I was very excited.
I'm a breast cancer survivor, and it was my gift to myself when I was turning 50 to start an art club. I attended an art club, and I kind of perfected what I guess was already buried in me. And so my artwork is pieces that would bring joy to other people. And it is my hope that when people see my paintings, it would do something for them.
Well, how do you like this one? Bahamian talk show host takes Hollywood by storm. That's the recent title of South Florida Caribbean News online article, which praised immediate response host Spence Finlayson. Finlayson took his live show to Los Angeles, California last week, featuring a mix of interviews and inspiring stories from Bahamians living there. The article declared that Finlayson's Los Angeles broadcast marked a significant milestone, expanding his global influence and spotlighting the rich talent and culture of the Bahamas on the international stage. Having previously taken immediate response to major cities including New York, Houston, Atlanta, and London, the online article noted that Finlayson's latest venture into LA underscores his commitment to elevating Bahamian voices worldwide. Bravo, team. Sad news here tonight, the wider community also feeling the significant loss of former Ambassador A. Missouri Sherman Peter, who died last week in New York. CARICOM issuing a statement heralding Sherman Peter as a luminary in regional and international diplomacy with a career spanning significant roles that profoundly impacted the Caribbean's engagement on the global stage. The statement adding that the CARICOM Secretariat and the entire community are deeply indebted to Ambassador Sherman Peter for an invaluable contribution to regional integration and her steadfast representation of shared values, and that her legacy of service, dedication, and diplomatic excellence will continue to inspire. Amajal Knowles now has a look at what's coming up in sports. Hey, Amo.
And the pastors and politicians clash at the Kendall G. Lysick Gymnasium. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, we have been in Exoma now for the past 4 years, carrying out our paving program. A part of our company's philosophy is producing work to international standards. So when you look at our paving division, we have a state-of-the-art lab to do all of our testing in-house, as well as a state-of-the-art asphalt plant with a trained technician carrying out the work on that site. The overarching goal of our company is to produce the work that we're doing in the entire Bahamas to international standards. We also make a difference by the training of our staff. We have a very intensive training program going on to where we are teaching young men how to learn the art of striping. Being a young man myself, I've made mistakes in the past. I was given a second chance to better my life, and it's only fitting that we pass that along. What's important for us is giving them a second chance for them to get a skill and a career that can take them further in life.
Welcome to your Monday Sports Check, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. The Kendall G. Lysick Gymnasium was a place to be last night. It's facing off yet again. It would be the pastors and politicians on the final night of the Michael Scooter Reed Peace on the Streets Basketball Classic. The clergy trying to keep their unprecedented winning streak alive, while the politicians trying to pick up their first win, which has eluded them since the game's inception. Our intern, Swanson Gibson Jr., was courtside last night. Let us know who took home bragging rights for another year after the buzzer had sounded.
Excitement rang throughout the Kendall Lysick Gym on Sunday night as fans watched the clergy battle the politicians in their annual Peace on the Streets matchup. It was a thrilling affair, with the clergy getting significant offensive production from their backcourt in the first half, leading by as much as 10 points. Their defensive prowess was also on display, heavily pressuring the ball handlers throughout. The politicians would show resilience, having an offensive surge in the third quarter with their big men, the Honorable Bacchus Roll and Leonardo Lightbourne, getting it done in the paint and on the perimeter. At the beginning of the fourth, the politicians' efforts would pay off as Lightbourne would hit a three to take the lead, as well as the game's momentum. After leading for most of the fourth, the politicians would get sloppy with their ball handling, resulting in costly turnovers and easy buckets for the clergy. With 46 seconds remaining, Jeff Roll would recover a loose ball, kicking it to Carlos Reed for the outlet and to Don Clark for the go-ahead layup. The clergy would go on to defeat the politicians once again, 42-39.
We practiced, we prayed, we worked hard, and at the end of the game, we knew that once we stick with our game plan, it was going to manifest on the court. We know we had the better legs, but they gave us a good push, and it was an excellent game.
Yeah, every year we come out here knowing we are better than them. Of course, they're much younger than us, but at the end of the day, again, this was another game that we thought we should have won. All we need to do is control the ball. You put the big three in to rebound the ball, and 3 consecutive times we let them rebound the basketball. Crucial turnovers, up 5, less than a minute. That's not a game that you should lose.
The Peace on the Streets Classic producing 3 decades of high-level competition. Reporting for ZNS Total Sports, I'm Swanson Gibson Jr.
Thanks, Swanson. From the hardwood to the sand. Well, literally, the Sand Wars flag football tournament set to kick off its 8th edition this weekend over at the National Beach Soccer Stadium. And organizers this year are joined by some very special guests. In the house to spectate will be former Atlanta Falcons wide receiver Julio Jones, along with award-winning record producer Polo the Don. ZNS Total Sports team caught up with the soon-to-be Hall of Fame wide receiver and how he got connected with the event.
I love the Bahamas. It's like my second home. About to be my first home, actually. You know what I'm saying? I love it down here. I love the people down here. I love the culture, everything about it. Reggie, man, actually, Kevin brought Sand Wars to my attention. Talking about he had a team and Sand Wars and things like that. I was like, what is that? Sand Wars, isn't it? So I came out rocking with Jimmy. Jimmy took me around, talked to some people about Sand Wars. Reggie came over. We had a great conversation about it, man. I'm looking forward to this year, Sand War, and just want to be a part of Sand Wars as well, too, because first of all, keep it in the Bahamas. You know what I'm saying? I think it's a great experience in the Bahamas. When you come here, there'll be something I look forward to doing and even bringing more people here to see, you know, the Sand Wars, the competition side of things, and from the youth to the adults as well to come out and support it.
And for organizer Reggie Knowles, he says fans can certainly expect competition at this year's tournament.
This year we are in our 8th season. What we offer is highlights. It's fun, fantastic, fast, furious football. Sand Wars is the NFL without pads. But when it comes to what we have to offer, we have a lot of teams, international teams coming in. We have 16 teams available this time. We have 2 teams coming in from Cayman. You have 2 from Abaco, 3 from Freeport, and the other remaining teams are from Nassau.
From this weekend, the ladies of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated hosting their Get Your Spike on Greek volleyball tournament over at the D.W. Davis Gymnasium. The one-day tournament aiming to help continue foster camaraderie between local fraternities and sororities.
We've been hosting tournaments for the last several years. Every year we try to do a tournament because it brings both sororities and fraternities together. It brings a sense of community and togetherness, and it's also a way to compete against our counterparts and show them who's the best in town.
As for the winners on the ladies' side, it would be the hosts, Delta Sigma Theta. They would defeat Zeta Phi Beta in 2 sets, 25-17 and 25-19. On the men's side, it would be the men of Alpha Phi Alpha defeating the men of Omega Psi Phi 25-18 and 25-19. That's one look at your sports on this Monday. Until tomorrow, I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out.
Your home is your sanctuary. The last thing you need to worry about is rodents. Once they enter your property, they can be tough to get out. If you're concerned about rodents, call Rent-A-Kill Initial. We offer the latest, most effective treatment for safe, fast, and long-lasting results. From prevention to elimination, our integrated approach guarantees protection. For rodent control you can trust, there's only one name in the Bahamas. Rent-A-Kill Initial.
It's time now to find out what your Tuesday morning wake-up forecast will be like. And for that, we say good evening to Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Dr. Corval, and welcome to the Bahamas tonight at 11. Temperatures around the islands, we have 84 degrees in Marshall, Abaco, Green Tool, Key, and Freeport, Grand Bahama at 85 degrees, 84 in the Berry Island. Allenstown, Bimini, 87 degrees, 83 in Harper Island and Roxanne, Eleuthera, Otterstown, Cat Island, 85 degrees, 84 in Black Point, Exuma. Also, Kemp Space on Andros at 84, Fresh Creek Central Andros, 83 degrees. 85 again in San Salvador and Rum Key. Georgetown, Exuma, 1 degree up at 86 degrees, 87 in Ragged Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island. Betsy Bay may go on 82 degrees, Acklands, 82, Matthew Town, Nago, 84, and the Turks and Caicos Islands also reporting 84 degrees. And our satellite pictures, well, it's showing quite a bit of clouds with some pockets of showers over the southeast Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands. This is associated with a mid to upper level low that is moving towards the west, so it will be spreading into the central Bahamas tonight. And by tomorrow, we'll see some increase in clouds and showers over the northwest Bahamas as well. And by Wednesday, most of this stuff should push towards the west and away from us. Our forecast tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy, very warm conditions with your low temperature at 82 degrees, and tomorrow it's going to be cloudy with a couple of thunderstorms in spots, particularly in the afternoon, as that mid to upper level low pushes through the northwest Bahamas. The high temperature tomorrow, though, 86 degrees. And your extended weather forecast for the next 7 days, we're looking for cloudy skies with showers and thunderstorms in the forecast on Tuesday, Wednesday. Great improvement in the forecast that will carry us right through the weekend and into the early part of next week. Corval.
Thank you, Basil, and thank you for staying up. I'm Corval Pyfrom for Royston Jones, and all of us, take care, be well, and remember, we'll be looking to see you right back here tomorrow evening. Good night.
At the Sydney Poitier Bridge, I'm Kaylin Green,
This is Zerness.
Now, see, the beauty of a chain lock is that it allows you to open the door while still maintaining your personal security.
Okay.